Producers. This is your publisher, Kristen, and check out the January publications. And I am here with the wonderful Rick of Curbio. He is the CEO of Curbio. Thank you so much for joining us.
Sure, my pleasure.
And it's a joy and an honor to bring him to the Real Producer community. He's a wonderful partner, and he's going to tell us a little bit about Curbio. And this isn't his first rodeo. He ran a large company prior. Can you give us some of your background and some information on you?
Yeah, sure. So, I spent a little time in the Air Force, and I actually moved on from that and got into computers. And I did start a software company that started with 2 people and ended up at about 1,500 people. So it was a great experience. We did software that helped people with their public relations and marketing. And the company actually went public and eventually was acquired by a large private equity firm. So great experience.
What a journey.
Yeah, a lot of great people working together to make it happen. It was a lot of fun.
Tell us about Curbio. Why did you start Curbio?
So one of my colleagues that I had worked with on and off through my Vocus years actually came to me with the idea because he had a neighbor of his that was selling his house and he needed to fix it up and he didn't have any money and he wanted my friend to loan him the money. And he said, well, I don't have the money to loan to you, but I am going to go talk to Rick about this idea. And so that was really kind of what started the whole thing.
Wow. So tell us the problem, that Curbio solves, and how you guys go about that.
Sure. So I started when Matt, our co-founder, Matt Siegel, told me about this problem that his friend was having. We went and did some research, and it's really fascinating. It turns out that there's about $28 billion a year that is left on the table by selling homeowners because they don't renovate before they sell. They just put their home on the market kind of in whatever condition it's in. So $28 billion is a lot of money, and we really set out to solve that problem, to help homeowners that were selling keep more of their hard-earned equity and don't give it all away. And in fact, the name Curbio stands for Curb Appeal Inside and Out. So we're trying to help people create that look.
What a great value proposition to help people keep some of the equity of their own home. That's a great value proposition.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like clients selling their homes would love this. What's in it for them?
Yeah. So they do, and you're right. It's fun to be in a business also where, when we're done with the process, you're getting a hug from the client who's walking away with more money in their pocket. For the home seller, it's pretty easy. We go in, we use our knowledge of what kinds of things you need to do to the home to improve it, to get the top dollar for it, but without overspending on things you don't need to. And so the result of all that is we go in, we do the renovation. Our homes typically sell 50% faster than other homes because they're now move-in ready. And the clients are seeing about a 200% ROI on the project. So if they spend $50,000 on the home, it typically lifts the selling price by $100,000 and they walk away with more money. So it's for homeowners, the whole thing is, it makes a lot of sense for them.
Now, what about for realtors? What's in it for them?
Sure. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention also that's important is totally different than anything we've seen out there. As a way of kind of being on the same team with the homeowner and the agent, we don't get paid until they get paid, which is when the home sells. So we do all the renovation work, we get paid at settlement, when the homeowner walks away with their check and the realtor gets their commission. On the realtor side, they love the basic concept too, because again, we're really going in and doing all the things that they would like the client to do, right? Most realtors, when they walk through a home, are saying, yeah, it's, looks pretty good. I'd really like to get paint on the place. The red walls may be great for some people, but for selling a home, you really want to repaint it, do the carpets, the bathrooms from the 1970s need to be updated. So we're in essence providing a great solution for them, which is letting their client fix up the whole place without putting out any of their own money. The other thing though, so just the basic value we're delivering is great. The other thing that we've learned though that's really important for agents, and especially top agents, is I don't know if, I'm sure everybody is watching what's happening in the real estate industry where, there's services now that are being created that don't even involve a realtor. People are buying and selling homes, and they're kind of trying to cut the realtor out of the process. And in this environment, to be a full service agent, you really have to add value to the process. That's what you're getting paid to do. If I just want somebody to list my home, I can do that inexpensively. But if I want full service and I want to go to a full service agent, then there's really nothing better that you can do than to go to the client and say, forget about somebody that's got a home inspector for you. I can actually, I'm partnered with Curbio. I can actually get your whole home renovated. You can make $50,000 more. You don't have to lift a finger and you don't have to pay a penny, and it'll all be done in 6 to 8 weeks. So again, we're really partnering with the realtors, the full service realtors, to offer this type of value to their clients, and that's really what they like.
Wow. Why is it different from like other home renovations?
Yep, great question. So we get that a lot. So a lot of, again, realtors that have been doing this for a while typically have some people that they use, or a general contractor maybe that they use. There's a huge difference between what I would call just kind of regular home improvement people and what we're doing. First of all, like Vocus, we're building a big company, so we put a lot of resources in to having a separate team of people that is doing the proposals and estimates, and another group that's actually doing the work, so that when you call, it's kind of like in a lot of home improvement today, I don't have time to do a proposal because I'm hanging cabinets, and then I don't have time to hang cabinets because I'm trying to do a proposal. So we put the resources in to make this really easy and seamless for the realtor. That's a big part of it. But the real kind of secret sauce here is we only do pre-sale home renovation work. So we're not sitting down designing somebody's dream kitchen that may take months. What we've done is we already know what materials need to be used so that the seller can get the highest price at the best cost. So we come to the table with a whole suite of products, good quality, but it's not custom, but it's not low grade, and with all the typical colors and finishes that we know the realtor's going to look at in 5 minutes and say, oh, perfect, that's exactly what we need. And by the way, I don't want to spend hours, and my client doesn't want to spend hours picking this stuff out. So the fact that you have it all ready to go, and these are materials you can get in a week, is huge. And that's really what makes us different. We get in, we have all the materials, our projects are done in weeks, not months, because we know we need to get the home looking great and on the market quickly.
Well, and you're a tech, a software guy at heart. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you've put that into place to influence your approach to Curbio?
Sure. So I have spent a career in software. Plus, I'm kind of a techie, nerdy. I like to get the latest and greatest of whatever is out there. And what we discovered is, again, huge opportunity in home improvement to bring technology into the picture, not just for the sake of technology, but to make things more cost effective, to make things happen more quickly, to communicate better with the realtor and the home seller. So we are using a lot of technology. I'll just give you one example of it, which is my favorite is, if you've ever done a home improvement project, I know I've done a couple, the process is kind of cumbersome. You call the general contractor, first you have to get through the coordinating of the schedules because they're out working, and then a week later they come by and it looks, you have a good conversation, then they want to come back and measure. Then they want their painter to come in because they need to get a quote, and then the carpet person has to come in and give a quote. So what we've done to completely streamline this and save everybody a ton of time is, when we get a call from a realtor, we send a camera tech on site. We completely 3D video the home. And then all our work from that point forward to get to a contract is all done online. Right, so the realtor's like, well, when can we, walk through the home? We can do it tomorrow, 7 p.m. You can be in your pajamas if you want. Just be at a computer, and we'll be at a computer. We do a complete walkthrough. We take all our measurements from our video, and then we've also built a network of subcontractors that we've trained to use the video. So our painters using it, the carpenters are using it. And it's really great because, again, the realtor and the homeowner have just saved hours and hours of time driving and walking through the property, and the subcontractors have too. So we're actually getting better prices from our subs because they don't have to spend 2 hours going out to give a quote. So that's one example where technology is making a big difference. We also have like a client portal where in real time we're updating clients and realtors via video about the progress we're making on the home. So, it's just kind of bringing home improvement, into the modern era.
Wow, and saving people tons of time, which is their
Absolutely.
one thing. Yeah, it's very, very, very important. Well, if you could take us through the process, how does this play out when a realtor calls you?
So, sure, the process is pretty straightforward. We get a phone call, we send the camera tech out, we video, and then we assign a home improvement consultant that works with the realtor to quickly put together an estimate. Now, the reason that we only work with sellers that have a realtor is the realtor is part of the process. To make sure this is going to work, there's a few questions that the realtor really needs to answer. Like, if we do nothing to the home, what are you going to list it for? And it might be, hey, I'm going to list it for $350. It's like, okay, let's say we take these 1980s bathrooms and kitchens and the floors and the paint. We do $40,000 to $50,000 worth of work. What happens to the $350? And they would typically say, well, that'll now be $450. So we can put $40,000 to $50,000 in and raise the listing price by $100,000. So again, we're doing our project, but the homeowner's actually making more money. So all that happens very quickly. We have a business case now for the home seller. They sign off on it, and we literally start work in a few days. It couldn't be easier. Again, because we focus only on selling homeowners, this is another issue that a lot of realtors struggle with. So we're like your own mini HGTV team, right? We've already selected all the materials that people use when they're selling their home. Again, you're not going to pull in custom cabinets. You're getting out of the house. So where is that sweet spot between we want it to look great and use good quality materials, but we don't want to overpay and get something expensive? So we've already cracked the code on all that. In the Washington, D.C. area, we did 100 renovation projects last year.
Wow, okay.
And this year we plan to do about 300. So we bring in the suite of products. It takes 5 minutes for the realtor to basically look and say, perfect, that's exactly what I would use. The homeowner signs off. We've just saved everybody, hours and hours of time just trying to figure out what materials they're going to use.
Most valuable thing that we can't get back.
Exactly. So again, it's a very simple, straightforward process.
So, you've taken a company from 2 people to 1,500 people. This is a real producer, Facebook Live, and then we also have the podcast, YouTube that we do. Can you give us a couple leadership tips, because you've done that, and realtors really are, many of the realtors we work with are building teams. Tell us
Sure.
just a couple tips.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the real producers that I've met, they're really businesses. I mean, they're not just agents. They're building a business, and in fact, a lot of what I heard when I went to one of the real producers events was about how you do that. How you build a business, how you overcome challenges, and how you're successful. So, and I certainly went through that as well. And I'll tell you, I think for me, Part of it is risk taking. So, you know, to build a business, there's no other way to get there without taking some level of risk, without saying, you know, I'm going to make some investments. Because if you're not willing to make some investments and not willing to rely on some other people to help you, there's only so much one person can do, right? So one is you have to kind of make a commitment to say, look, I'm going to put some money behind what I'm doing. I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in myself. I'm going to hire a couple people, right, that are going to do some marketing for me, or that are going to allow me, or, you know, take some administrative load or whatever it is to help build the business. So one, you have to be, you know, some level of a risk taker. Now, you don't have to go crazy and go out and hire 50 people your first week, but you do have to methodically take risks along the way. The other thing, this is really hard, is, you know, you have to trust other people to do some of the jobs that you typically were doing yourself. And I can tell you now, and you've probably seen this, because again, you're not just interviewing me, you have your own business, but you know, so much of it is just based on the people that you hire and who you get to help you. I've been very fortunate to hire a lot of great people who helped build Vocus into what it was, and who are helping build Curbio into what it's going to be. So I can't do this all by myself. So one, you have to find great people, and then you have to trust them to kind of go out and help you and do their jobs. And you know, you may even have a scenario where people only do the job 80% as well as you did. But again, like in the software world, I helped write the software, and then I was the person out selling it when the company started. I knew the software really well. I was pretty good at selling it. When I hired the first few salespeople, they probably weren't quite as good as me, but if I could hire 3 salespeople that are all 80% as good as me, I'm going to double or triple sales. So you have to be a little bit flexible in that as well. Those are, you know, a couple of the things that come to mind. I'd say the third is probably culture. And I don't know, this is where I am very in tune with kind of the technology world. Many of you may have read things or heard things about companies, you know, the big companies like Amazon, or who was the shoe company that got bought by Amazon?
Zappos.
Or Zappos, right, who built this amazing culture. Theirs was all built around customer service. So in the tech world, culture is everything, and I believe that's probably true about any business. So, and what that gets you to are things like treating people fairly, again, letting people do their jobs, trying to engage employees as well as you can, having them participate in the process. Somebody else, I forget who it was, a pretty successful entrepreneur said, you know, why would you hire somebody because of their skills and talents and then not give them the freedom to go and do their job? So.
Oh, I know it's in a couple books, like Big Time.
Yeah.
I can't think of it. Yeah. Well, thank you for
Sure.
those tips. I really appreciate that. So can we talk about like the new program and you know, for real producers, for top producers out there, you guys
Sure.
are unfolding, and I think we have someone in the room, like maybe you can introduce for
Sure.
us too. And
So we work with all realtors, but again, as I've already said, we essentially market and build relationships with realtors, because we don't work with home sellers unless they have found a realtor. Now, and we're happy to work with every realtor, whether you're selling 1 home a year or 500, but of course, as a business, you know, the more relationships we build with the top producers, the better it is for us. And so we've recently hired somebody to lead our realtor relations program for top producers. And she's here with us today. Her name is Rebecca, and she is launching our new program that is really just designed around top producers. We'll bring her in and she can tell you more about it.
wonderful. Yeah, I love Rebecca, and she's working with real producers in a couple different ways, and we're excited to have you guys. So And how long have you guys worked together, Rick? Like, haven't you all worked together for a long time too?
We have. This is actually, in addition to Vocus, there was another company in between, so this is the third company, and wherever I go, I try to recruit Rebecca to follow me, which I've fortunately been successful enough to do. So we've worked together for quite a long time.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Rebecca.
So yeah, I'm happy to kind of walk through Curbio's program. As you heard, Curbio is a great company. It's doing lots of great things for both realtors and homeowners. Now, in addition to that, if you use Curbio frequently, then we have a program that you should sign up for because it's going to provide educational webinars, co-branding materials, things that are going to offer you support on a regular basis to get those success stories out there. Now, if you use the program a lot, then you're part of our Key Accounts program. Now, within the Key Accounts program, we're going to have a lot of support in terms of open house support. When you have an open house listing, we're going to support you there and that. We're going to offer social media promotions, so going out and helping boost posts, doing advertisements around the listing, as well as quarterly VIP events and some other mastermind and fun things.
Wonderful. That's exciting news right there. Well, we really appreciate having you be part of Real Producers. And how are you getting it out to the real estate community? Like, how are you guys doing your advertising? What are you guys doing?
This.
Real Producers.
Real Producers. Yeah, you guys are a huge part of that relationship. So we appreciate that. And I look forward to doing even more.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to steal your mic to be heard, but
Oh, no.
The thing I like about Real Producers is it's not just advertising. So I mean, it's great to be put in front of the people that we really want to build relationships with. But a lot of your I'm going to speak up a little bit in case I'm not picked up on the mic, but a lot of the programs that you guys do, the seminars, have a ton of education built into them. And again, that's what we're all about as well. We have to educate. This is a new concept, so we have to educate the realtors about why this is something that they should do. Why it's important for them to bring value-added services, how we help the homeowner. So again, it's been a really great fit for us. And we view the relationship more as a relationship than just kind of an advertising channel. Now we do other advertising in some other areas, but again, I mean, the Real Producers is probably the best fit for us. And doing things like this is great. Again, it's great promotion, but I think it's great education for people too.
All right, well, you heard it here at Real Producers. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for being on, you guys.
Thank you so
Rebecca.
much.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Have a great day.